But these people, you are saying that they are not the owners of this land. They are the actual people who have been paying the rates as far as that land is concerned. Even when you go to the early SASA and you keep the new technology that you have, and you check the land rates that that land has, it is filed under the Mitumba women. They're the one who are supposed to pay these land rates, Mr. Chairman. So I think the police have been misusing their power, because even after they lost the case, they were not able, there is nowhere that they could get a court order and evict the police, because they're the one to use that court order and make sure that they are evicted from the land. So the police have been misusing their power of this matter, Mr. Chairman. And even if they have made an appeal, is that they have made an appeal on a matter that they have already lost.
This team from Treasury, the police, they paid, is it, you said
2.6 million.
2.6 million.
And there is evidence, there is a receipt. There is a receipt for that. There is a receipt for which shows the payment.
And after that subdivision, the information we have, Bwana PS, is that one of the beneficiaries from that 10-6, whichever, that number, this 10-6-10 is somebody who was called Arabto Noah. Okay, he became a beneficiary. You also need to verify that one of the pieces from this original, from the information we have, is that this man who used to be the director of DCI benefited from this subdivision.
In affidavit filed by the my director of land administration, Bano Chieng, he has actually addressed the issue of the receipt conclusively, which was actually filed in court. The receipt that is being used by the Mitumba is actually a fake receipt. It's actually criminal. And he has actually, in his filing of affidavit, he says the plaintiff has severally referred to the receipt number D216395 as the one which they paid the said stamp premium on 26 November 1990. That from our records and the confirmation from the government printer, the receipt series D216395 was issued to Nakuru District Commissioner on 27 August 1994 and not the Ministry of Lands. This is actually something that has been filed in court. So, Honorable Chair, if you want more information on this parcel, to be specific, I can be able to provide.
This land, 28.66 hectares, is a big land. What does the police do with all this parcel of land?
I think that one I can answer, Chair. Now being former member of Parliament, that land, Chair, almost half of it is filled with police houses. In fact, there is a police station called West Park Police Station, and it has flats, units of flats. So the police have built houses for accommodation, but half of it is where if you drive along the southern bypass, is where the Chinese set up their plant that they were doing the expressway.
Chair, even if the PS doesn't answer today, I would like to ask whether there are other allotment letters that have this kind of address. Others.
Yes,
that are permanent secretary, treasury. I'm saying that because I've just checked the public land for my constituency, and I've seen that the land which belongs to the DCC is not written Motomo. It's not written permanent secretary, treasury, Motomo. So I think there is a problem. Two, I would like the PS to just reflect on why government is losing all these times. The reason as to I was asking for documents is because I wanted to see the judgments, that there are 3 judgments and government is losing. And why the AG would go to court and say that we have no claim. And that's the same AG that has appealed. And then, because put in the position of the PS, I'll just give the presentation that the PS has given. But then you look at Why all these other stories that are coming up? Why would a judge say, or a magistrate say, that release someone who was trespassing, and say that that person to be released, that the person was not trespassing? I mean, what is the reason a magistrate would say that? And then, why did the NLC stamp here? I mean, what was it? Why was it not stamped by Ministry of Lands and Physical Planning? Why is it that the allotment letter which we have is stamped by NLC? No. Yes.
2015.
In 2015. So it's really confusing, and it only gets more confusing for someone who has listened to the other story. I think for PS seated in the office and documents selectively being given to the PS, then maybe they do not give the PS everything. If the director was here, is the director here for Land and Main? The deputy is here. I would ask him, why didn't you tell the PS that this is written thicker? Why do you want to embarrass him? Because the way you can deal with other documents, we would have also dealt with this one. And you know, for historical land injustice, people get lost along the way. And at the end of the day, the final word is with the ministry. It's not with these ones, because they have no control. They just bring what they have, and when the ministry says you have nothing, that's final. You have nothing. So for me, I have not interacted with this document the way the Honorable Kawanjiko has interacted with it, and maybe others who were here before. But I think there is something that... And also, the person in charge of legal, why didn't you tell the PS that you have lost so many cases and there is something beyond what we can read? Because losing cases, and for a magistrate or for the judge to say, go for alternative dispute resolution. Why did the magistrate say that? Is there something that... it's called?
It is NLC, not the judge.
Oh, it's NLC?
Yeah, we said.
Okay. NLC, I don't believe everything they say, but I think there is a problem with the documents, and
So
I don't know the solution, but to me there is confusion.
It is the government that has gone to Court of Appeal to appeal the determination of the law court.
Is it the police or the Ministry of Lands?
It is the Attorney General, which is government, and the Inspector General of Police.
Why is the government now going to court again when they had already pronounced and a judgment made on the basis that the government had no claim over that land? This judgment was done by Honorable Justice Nyamu in 2008. And it is in that basis that they lost, because the council then, the government council then said they have no claim over that land. It's not their land. So in that position, the AG, why are you appealing against something that you said you have no claim over that land?
We need to give the PS some more information. It seems like to be lacking some of the documentation. And I think through you, Chair, it's good we're furnishing with a lot of information which we have, and it seems not to have. And I think it should also not ignore what the Honorable Member had said about the registration of this organization 1988. Right now the PS is talking about it was registered 2005. That's a very big difference.
Our position from the records first is that first the document that has been presented as a certificate of registration by the Honorable Member is a document that has been presented now, and maybe that was presented by the Mitumba women yesterday or last week when they appeared before you. The question is, if they are this document, why did they use a document for 2005 for registration?
give us information so that those people who appeared before this committee can have confidence in terms of the response which we'll give them at the end of the day. So when you tell us that you didn't, it's our anticipation. And you've been a member of parliament, that's what I started with. And you served in various committees. So you know what is expected when you appear before a committee. The affidavits, like those ones, they should be able to defend the case, the position that you have given, so that we can even take, the land admin, the director, so that he can verify. That's why the chief land registrar is there. That's why the director of survey is here, so that they can assist these committees teaching together the information that we pick from your survey. So I really want to say that even if we can't do an album of, so that you give us all the information, at least if there's a case, and I'm happy that you served, you are the immediate former member of parliament for Langata. You understand the case very well. Then we should have prepared a detailed report, like what we have from Mitumba. This is what we have from Mitumba. And we are not able to verify these records unless you give us that information. So when we come across a receipt and we don't work in the Ministry of Lands, we have to raise questions on the set.
Bwana Case,
Yes.
you have indicated that the group, Mitumba group, was registered in 2005, right?
Yes.
Are you aware that this group was actually registered in 1988?
No, Honorable Chair.
I have a document here, which I want to table, that this group was actually registered by that time.
We relied on a document that was presented to Lance during registration. And the document that we have is another certificate of 2005. So, Honorable Chair, then the issue here is to determine which document is which one.
Yeah, we can remember Bwana PS. We had an opportunity, something which we thought could have taken us a bit. We ended up spending almost 3 hours in this boardroom, and we have an array of activities that we are planning to undertake, so that we are able to properly understand this particular matter. The person who sought for he'll be part of these proceedings, so that we're able to get clarity in areas where we are not very sure on the presentation which will be done by the PS and his team. So, Bwana PS, with that, I just want to invite you so that we are aware for that clarification in the process of so if we agree with that, then I want to invite you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Of course, I'm in agreement for the purpose of clarification.
To provide what information you may need.
As per the brief we got from the PS, there's no title or any record showing that the land belongs to Mitumba Group. And when we raised that issue, that Land Commission has actually given that determination, that the thinking of the PS was that Land Commission has no mandate to declare who owns or what title is there. So there's a conflicting issue between two departments of the government under the same ministry. One saying this land belongs to this group, because for you to determine that, let's go for a dispute resolution, that this land maybe belongs to this other group. So now that the police have taken some part of it, can we now give or cede that other part to the claimant? So we are just going round circles here and inviting two different departments of the government, who one has made a decision that the land doesn't belong to women group, and the other one has decided that it belongs to, or thinks it belongs to Mitumba Group.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. As I pointed out, of course, this is a determination that I found on record, and in paragraph 24 of that determination, it is pointed out that it's apparent that records that could assist the Commission determining the authenticity of these records have either been destroyed or expunged from the Records Office. That was an observation by the Commission. And I think the impression I get is that probably the Commission was able to see documentation from the women group that seemed to be convincing, but then in terms of getting to the bottom of authenticity, there seems to have been a problem.
I cannot confirm that, Honorable Chair. Maybe I can check. But I don't think that property is on at the site. Is it converted?
We can just verify very fast. Honorable Gawanjiko. Yes, Honorable Robi.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to confirm on page 2, number 5.
Page 2 of which document?
Response. Yes, okay. Response. Maybe we wait till you finish.